Hello, hello, hello. This is Tom from Tom and Ruth Philippine Adventures. I'm doing back-to-back videos because I can. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you want to be in 5 years? Where do you want to go in 5 years? Are you coming to the Philippines? You're coming to Asia? You're coming to Thailand? You're going to Hong Kong? Where are you going to be in 5 years? Do you have a plan in place? Now, I've talked about this many times, and this is something that I've always get asked this. I don't have a plan. I think everybody should have a plan. If you're planning on moving anywhere, it's like planning on moving in the U.S. You have moving, even if you're moving 1 block away, you got to have a plan. I'm loading the house this day. I'm having a garage sale this day. I'm doing this day. I'm going to do this. It's like having set goals. I mean, it's all common sense stuff. I mean, I know I did. I'm not saying that I'm perfect, because a lot of times you plan something happens and something comes up and you never know what's going to happen. So I say, where are you going to be in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Do you see yourself with a Filipina in 5 years? There's nothing wrong with that. Say you don't have a Filipina. It's okay. Say you want to marry a wonderful lady here in the Philippines, a beautiful Filipina, and you're having a hard time. Just come here. You'll find her. And if you don't find her in 5 years, well, she's right around the corner. It's really hard for me to believe somebody can't find someone in 5 years here. They will ask you, they will come up to you. Not saying, they just do. They're very sweet, and the culture itself. Even the guys will come up and shake your hand. Hello, sir. Hi, sir. How you doing? This, that, and other. So you have any kind of plan or idea. So are you going to Asia? Let's see. I think it's like, do you want a better life? You want a better life with someone? I know for me, I said what I did, and I'll just tell you what I did. What I did is I decided at 55 years old I was coming here. So what I did, I put together a plan of action. I was always one of these guys that I always kind of knew where I was going to do, Whether it worked out that way, you have A, B, C plan. So, for example, if you're coming here, I was at 55, says I'm coming here by I'm 60, or by 62. And at 60, I says, I can't take it anymore. I'm just so stressed out here in the U.S. I've got to do something. I'm just so stressed out. What am I going to do? And that was me. But what I did I downsized. I lived in a house. I downsized from a house to an apartment. And it was a plan. I downsized from an apartment to an RV. Now, why did I go from an apartment to an RV? Well, believe it or not, I was paying $500 a month rent in an apartment, and they kept going up on the rent every time I turned around. It was costing me about $800 a month. And just living in an apartment, including electric, water, gas, this, that, and other. Just electric, water, gas, and the rent, $560 or whatever it was, it ended up being. So I found myself saying, I want to save a little bit more money, even though that's no money. But how about just saving a little bit more? How about just being thrifty, right? So what I did was I took a look at it. I said, hey, if I buy an RV, I found an RV I paid $3,000 for. It was in good shape. Motor ran fine. It was a coach, 32-footer, had everything, had microwave, all the comforts of home, recliners, TV, it had everything in it. It worked really good. It was one of the ones that you park it and you crank up the generator and you're set, right? So I got one of those. And then before I bought one, I reserved a place at one of the people that I happened to know at the time. Then I changed that place to another place, a campsite, and I said, I want to rent here yearly. How much is it going to cost me yearly? Well, if you pay a price of this amount of money, you can have it at this price. Well, believe it or not, I says, well, I tell you what I will do. I'll give you 6 months up front. And can you set my price at a rate, even though Bike Week, because I was right there in Daytona. I was right there at Bike Week and NASCAR and Jeepney and the Jeep races and all the stuff always going on in Daytona. Always something there. Every month there's an activity, right? She said, tell you what, it's $300 a month. I'll include everything that you need. Your water, internet, cable. You'll have all the cable channels you can get your hands on for free. All you just tap in the line, which I had a satellite. I didn't need it, but I tapped in anyway. I had both. Only thing I had to pay for was my electric. I said, $300 a month, done. I paid her $1,800. I walked out of the thing just happy as a camper. And I walked, she said, pick your site. I picked the site. that I knew I could set it there, and that's exactly what I did. It was the comforts of home. I had all the comforts. I had a swimming pool. I had pool tables. I had ping pong tables. They had a restaurant in it. In fact, they had 2 swimming pools. They had a jacuzzi. They had a sauna. They had everything I would ever want or need. They even had hot showers. I had a shower in my RV. I didn't need a shower. I had hot water. I had everything. But every once in a while, I would go swimming and just go take a shower in the showers and just go home. You know, take all the wet clothes, hang them up outside, and I was already ready. So I cut that bill. So what I did is, and I started getting off on a tangent, but what I did was I found myself spending less than $1,000 a month. You know, $300 for that, right? It was already paid for in my electric, whatever my electric bill ran, and my electric bill was little to nothing.